As you can hear, we're now joined by Carson-Newman coach Mike Mincey. He hasn't even looked at the statistics. As you look at him, let's ask with this first question. I just asked Braylon this. You guys are up 2 at the end of regulation, 1.2 seconds left. They get a layup to go to tie the game, send it to overtime. They take the lead in overtime. They pretty much lead the entire first overtime session. How was your team able to regroup, tie the game at the end of the first overtime period, and win this game?
That's a good question. You know, when you get into a game like this, there's certain plays I'm going to remember, and then there's certain plays that seem like a blur. You know, I do remember that last play. And there's some things that, as a coach, I wish I would have probably done differently. Obviously, if she hadn't have scored, I would have been like, oh, that was a great play to do. But there's some things I'd like to have done differently. It was a great play call by them. It was a great execution by them to get that bucket under those circumstances and go into overtime. But I was a little concerned, you know, that they had a lot of momentum, a lot of excitement at that point because they put it to overtime. But, you know, we told our kids we got to go 0-0 here. Now, whether evidently they listened to me, but, you know, that we got a chance to play 5 more minutes, and then getting down. It's just, now that we've won, I think it's a game that can really make us grow, because we do have a lot of young kids, and with 4 sophomores in the starting lineup, you know, it's a game that can really propel them through the future as we continue to play this year and beyond.
With how well Tusculum has played, they haven't lost a game in almost an entire calendar year.
Yeah.
With how well that they've played, you get ahead by 13 in the third quarter. They storm back, close on a 14-4 run. They are right there with you. But as we've talked about with this team all year, it feels like you guys have had a lot of answers whenever a team throws a haymaker. How is this team continuing to mature?
Well, you know, it happened against Newberry. It happened a little bit against Anderson. It obviously happened against Limestone. And we've had, you know, even against LR, they made a run. Mars Hill made a little bit of run. So those games are good. You know, would we rather win them all easy? Yes. But having to fight through some of that adversity and learn from W's were really key for us. And of course, coming up here, we know. I mean, we lost to them 3 times last year, and we talked about it earlier. You know, we're the underdog. Yes, we're undefeated in the league, but they've got more wins than we do. They're ranked higher in that D2 side of poll, and so we're coming up here as a team that had lost to them 3 times. And I told our kids, you know, last year I felt like that their kids wanted us a little bit more. And I did, you know, Coach Bergstrom put a scout together that was unreal. We obviously only had 1 day to prepare because of the amount of games we've played, and they paid attention. And I think it showed by how they guarded them, because they run a lot of stuff. They run a lot of good sets, and they've got a lot of scorers and 3-point shooters. And a lot of credit goes to her and to our players for because we haven't been the best defensive team, but I thought tonight we did a pretty good job.
Let's start with some of the stars of this game, and I'm going to start with somebody that might not necessarily pop out on the stats, but I thought played a critical 22 minutes. Sydney Pierce, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 blocks, an assist. What'd you think of her effort?
Well, you know, I was happy to see her come in and guard that rim, and then, you know, obviously her getting the boards and then the 6 points were key. I think she got a bucket here late where she banked it in, and Sid has that potential, and obviously Lindsay didn't have the same game she had the other night, but that's okay. That's okay, because, you know, it's nice to have size, because we go 3 deep with the size. You know, we didn't play Bean tonight. We decided to go with Sid, and Sid was giving us good minutes, so we decided to stay with that, and her ability to come in, because last year I think when we were guarding Sutton, we were having to guard her a lot of times with a 5'9" defender, and that's just a real hard challenge to do. So it's a lot better for us that we can put 6'1", 6'2" on her, and then when that one gets in foul trouble, has to come out, you know, we got another 6'3" guy. So very proud of Sid and how she came out and performed tonight.
Let's talk about the 2 scoring stars in this one. Braylon goes for 30 points. Addison Bird hits some clutch shots. She goes for a double-double. Back-to-back games for her where she's now posted double-figure rebounding efforts. When those 2 are going like that, how difficult is this team to beat?
Well, you know, tonight it was their night. You know, the other night it was, Skylar and Braylon's night. A couple of nights ago, it was practically Lindsay's night going for 33, and that's good. You know that they don't have to one guy. I mean, Braylon's always going to probably get her. She's that type of player, but it's good to see Bird step in here because she hadn't really scored, you know, all that much. She's got the capabilities with the athletic ability, and I felt like that even she left some out on the court tonight with some stuff that she could make around the rim. You know, was she tired? I don't have any idea. I mean, it's 3 games in 5 days, and that's probably what I'm most proud of is that we had to play a game on Saturday, small scout on Sunday play, and then a small scout. A good scout on Tuesday, but it's really difficult because you know you're coming up here to face a good team and you got your work cut out for you. So I'm glad Bird, her crashing the board is going to be huge for us, and nice to see her finally get that double-double.
Wingate comes to town on Saturday. How does this team make sure that they stay focused to complete this 4 games in 7-day stretch?
Well, I was a little bit. I mean, I know we were 5-0, but I was, curious as to how much excitement. It's been a hard year with COVID. We've been dinged twice. We've lost some games. We're trying to make them all up. Now we're making it more difficult by having to schedule games on Monday. But I think a game like this, the way Tusculum has been playing, of course 9-0 and all that kind of stuff, and for us to come and win on their court, especially after the way it ended last year, I really think that our team will. Hopefully, we can absorb it for 24 hours and then come in tomorrow. But it's going to be rest and recovery again. It's a short turnaround to some degree to play Wingate. Wingate's always a tough program. We lost to them at home last year, and so just get in the training room. Becky does a great job with that. Get in the weight room, roll out, and hopefully we'll be fresher with 2 days rest going in against Wingate on Saturday.